Hello, everyone. Welcome back once again on Cyber Talk with InfosecTrain. We know a lot of things these days happening around us in terms of data, in terms of learnings related to data, in terms of new innovations. Well, we talk about AI or we talk about cybersecurity or anything. Just to discuss, to understand how well enough we are training our upcoming generations or the students or the basic workers these days to handle their data in the right ways and use those data for the right directions. None other than who come up with a lot of experiences in guiding people and making them believe about the policies and strategies. We brought someone very interesting today and someone who come up with tons of informations for all of us to share with us and make us believe, Mr. Kuldeep Sharma. Just before I start about Mr. Kuldeep, I would love to say he is the co-founder and pro vice chancellor of Medhavi University. Along with that, he also involved himself as an advisor for government engagement for NSTC as well. And these are some, you can say, formal introduction. But if you talk about informal introductions, he comes like a dictionary who have all the answers for you to know about how to handle data, how to manage data, and how to control the environment for everyone to have a responsible use of information we have in the digital form. Welcome you, sir, here. I don't want to give a lot of fancy introductions to you because with time people will see and watch to learn about the entire conversation today. The agenda behind calling you today is very simple. We wanted to learn from you. Over to you. We would love to know something from you, sir.
Yeah. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Kuldeep Sharma,
Yes.
co-founder and pro-chancellor Medhavi Skills University. That is the first skill university of northeastern part of India.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, we founded it in 2021, 18 June 2021. We got the approval from government of Sikkim.
Okay,
Gradually, in last few years, we have started and we have approached different state governments with our model, which is industry integrated higher education. So many state governments showed interest in our model, and we'll have many different campuses, universities in different states.
Okay,
in coming time.
Okay, that's interesting. Which means, good.
And I'm also the advisor of National Skill Development Corporation, as
wonderful.
you mentioned. Yeah. So because it's Skill India, so India is the future for the whole world.
Right. So
Now,
true.
Yeah. So our youth, our strength, and they're the working people for the whole world and the aging population across the countries.
Right.
India is the solution.
So
So
true.
Bharat is going to fulfill the requirement of the whole world. So that with that purpose, with that vision, to make our youth capable, to make our youth employable, to make them skilled, giving them hands-on skill training, we started the Skills University in Northeast.
Oh.
And why we chose Northeast? Because that's the most difficult zone in the country. So what we thought that when you are in the most difficult part of the country, remotest part of the country, so you can serve better.
True.
You can serve the nation, you can contribute to the national interest in a better way. So with that vision, myself and Mr. Pravesh Dudani, we started the Skill University. And due to our industry tie-ups, our model of industry integrated higher education, skill-based.
Okay.
So we got recognition, and that's a very, you can say, successful model where students get their practical training in the industry, OJT part, and they're absorbed by the industry. And the current requirement of the cyberspace, cybersecurity, the increasing cyber crime, you can say challenges which everyone is facing. It's not about my student or me or you. It's about everyone across the world. Everyone is facing the challenges. So we developed many new policies. So today I'm very happy, Mr. Ernest, to be here.
We are also very happy, and it's a very fascinating intersection. If I say why I say, because you also mentioned about that you are into policy makings, which is a part of higher education.
Okay.
On the other side, you are saying that you are somebody who is very taking care of skills developments.
Yeah.
So it's a very combinative thing where we say you are developing skills, you're making policies. So I can understand you're making a very cohesive, developed environment where somebody is getting upskilled with some right policies. Because there is a way of learning a lot of things. But if you're learning that thing in a right direction and right proportion, it really makes you a good person to be get fruitful by somebody. So that's very interesting. But when you say about this, there's one thing comes into my mind, that how this dual role perspective uh, really helpful for the young generations. Now the young generation is Generation Z, because Gen Z is these are. So they are everywhere. They're in workspaces, they are in your colleges, they are nowadays in their all the performing departments they're into. So how you are tackling policies for them? I mean, when you're making about the cyber, it's not about cybersecurity. It's about, first we talk about digital security, because that's a very basic understanding for everyone. How much digital securities, learnings or policies do you think is there for them? Or are they using it or not? What's your point on that?
Yeah. See, government has made its own policies.
Right.
And policy, we have sufficient policies.
Okay.
You need not to think about one new policy for the upcoming generation or
Right.
Gen Z, whatever
Right.
you mentioned. So just we need awareness.
Okay.
Awareness is the main part which we need to do. We are doing that.
Mhm.
So the current generation, the youth,
Mhm.
they are so vulnerable in that term
Okay.
while using digital space, and there they have that much of energy, and we need to just give them guidance. We need to control their using cyberspace. That must we need to do, and they're very smart.
Right.
So yeah, just you need to give their energy, their strength, the right direction.
True.
That we are doing as a university, you can say,
Hmm.
or as an advisor, whatever you say. So in that, you need to make them aware uh, about the challenges
Okay.
they will face in
Right.
future,
Right.
about the current issues what's happening across the world. Just suppose for case study, you are showing some cyber fraud or some cyber criminal activities, that you need to show to your student,
Right.
so that they are alert.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
True.
that so that they can avoid that kind of steps which lead to that kind of crime.
Okay.
Okay. See, everyone will have to be agree that you need to use your digital uh, technology, digital skills. You need to use the technology. Otherwise, you will be far behind in this growth race.
So true. Right.
Okay. But it should be limited to using the technology to get information, to upskill yourself,
Okay.
and to utilize the digital technology for your growth. If you were so much engaged, like if you have seen the youth, today's youth, they're concentrating their whole energy on the digital space only.
So true. Absolutely right.
And it's ultimately spoiling their future, ultimately spoiling their creativity and other qualities, leadership qualities.
Okay.
That we try to avoid.
Okay.
We try to alert our students. Why I am using the word alert? It's not about awareness. You need to make them alert that this will happen to you if you are so much if you are utilizing so much of your precious time on the digital space.
Right.
That we are doing.
That's very interesting. If I wanted to brief about this, that you wanted to say that just don't tell people that you should not do it. Make them believe why you should not do it.
Correct.
Because then they get to know what repercussion is going to come to them.
Yeah.
And that gives an idea. I mean, it really makes sounds to me also to understand about this. While you was addressing one more interesting thing you mentioned about it, that we should get more awareness programs to let them know what security measures can be there, what breakouts could be there with them, how their data can be misused in many positions in many ways. Yeah. This very interesting thing comes in my mind, Mr. Sharma. I remember, since till now also I haven't done that. I mean, that really came into mind this time when I wanted to ask you. We Indians always have a habit usually. I'm not talking about everybody. There are some people who do that. But exceptionally, if we say, when we talk about digital data, we store digital data on digital devices. So whenever we purchase a digital device, okay, these days, there's a lot of instructions, guides come with that, है ना? तो हम उसे कभी पढ़ना उतना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी नहीं समझते हैं. हमें उस प्रोडक्ट पे ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट
We are
होता
very
है
excited to use that
सी प्रोडक्ट
device. Yeah.
राइट सो लेट्स से मैंने एक फोन खरीदा आज उसके क्या कंप्लायंसेस है क्या गाइडलाइंस हैं क्या रेगुलेशंस उसने फॉलो हुआ आई थिंक दे ऑल गिव एवरीथिंग टू अस इन दैट डेटाबेस और इन दैट the cue card they give but we are focused on the product that much that we avoid these important instructions.
Yes.
While if you see anywhere else, if you go, if you're boarding a flight or if you're boarding a train or if you're going to give an examinations, we are more focused about all these instructions first. Okay, when I have to reach, what belongings I have to keep, what information I have to give. But don't you think there is a lack of digital hygiene or well-being self where we should first focus on these instructions related to these devices or these informations, then we dive into directly to the product. What you will say for the younger generation or to any one of us that how we should look this part?
No, you are absolutely right. We are lacking in that part.
Okay.
That we are so excited to just like I'll give you one small example.
Right.
Everyone use WhatsApp.
Right.
So suppose you were sending some text, not WhatsApp message to me. I'll not go through the whole content.
Right.
I will be more interested in forwarding that message.
Right.
And it may create trouble for you. And it happened many
Absolutely.
times.
True.
If you are not going through the whole content, you are forwarding to someone and that's having some illegal content.
Right.
So it may invite trouble for you.
Absolutely.
So that from that example, I think you got an idea like how much we are excited.
True.
The youth, especially
Right.
the youth,
Right.
to forward the data.
Right.
And at the same time, like suppose you need to fill up a form.
Okay.
You are not going through the instructions as you mentioned. That is very true. We are not going through the instructions. Why filling up that form is needed?
True.
We just give all our data from our date of birth to bank details to our password, everything, and we don't know who is utilizing that data. That's why
Correct.
many cyber frauds happen.
Right.
We just post our photographs. We that all kind of photographs we have of different events of different moments of our life.
So true.
So in digital space, okay, and which can be utilized by anyone, any adversaries for against you. So that things are happening.
So true.
So as you started regarding the gap or the following the instructions, we need to follow. Of course, we need to follow. We need to know. We should know whom we are sending the data.
Right.
And why we need to send the data. There may be we need to ask yourself why I am sending the data and to whom I am sending the data. That's and you need to first verify the credentials of the institution or person or whatever to whom you are sending data.
With this, there's one more thing coming to my mind. I was reading the data of Times of India, another research institute as well. They've mentioned that there is an increase of approximately 70 to 20% of cybersecurity incidents in the universities. Okay, we have observed that involving the students in that. Okay, and so firstly, I wanted to understand one thing from you that how is it possible somebody who is a part of learning or institutions where the educated people are going to be there and they want to be educated, though they are getting trapped in such activities like you call about any type of scams, you say this is happening these days, a lot of scams are happening.
Yes.
But the concern is this, why we see still there's a surge in universities or colleges with the students who are actually the part of learning institute.
Victim.
Yeah, and they're getting the victim as well. So what's your pattern and what's your observation on this part?
See, it's the fault of everyone.
Okay.
I'll be very true to your question. It's the fault of the parents of that particular student, of the university administration, of the society. Because see, till the student get to know what could be the, if I do some wrong things or give some wrong step or utilize some photograph data, upload something without knowledge what will happen to me after that. So the student is not responsible for that.
Okay.
Let it, he is, you can say he is responsible little bit, but more responsibility was of the parents, of the university administration, of the society.
Okay.
Okay. Because see, suppose at that age, adolescent age, we also gone through that same age. Suppose I clicked some photograph, maybe it may be intimate. Okay.
True.
And I sent in WhatsApp through WhatsApp to someone.
Right.
Okay, I don't have that maturity, that clarity of thoughts. What may happen to that photograph? What may happen to me?
True.
So about the crimes happening in the society, about the data used by cyber frauds, that we need to aware. Okay. Basic thing is awareness. Okay.
So true. I mean, with this is one thing coming to my mind. I was thinking at that time when you said about the awareness and you said about the data, also the maturity level. With this maturity, that come one thought in my mind that we are very much comfortable and we are very much uncomfortable. This resides with time. Okay.
Correct.
Maybe today I am very comfortable to post that picture. Down the line, after 5 years, 6 years, I am very uncomfortable watching the same picture.
Correct.
So I think we have, as a young generation, they should be more focused about understanding what information they will be comfortable in future as well. So before putting all those information in public domain, they should be understand. Let's talk about me. If I go back in time 10 years down the line, the pictures I used to post on my Instagrams and WhatsApp or Facebook, I would surely not love to post it today these days.
Yes,
because I'll feel very insecure about what I'm posting of my old time days. I don't look good or any reasons could be there.
Correct.
Or I don't want to show to people that was my past or this is my present. So with this, I think there is a lack of digital data management, you can say, because they don't understand this digital data could be stored for a longer time. If let's say they upload on someone's server and it'll be remain still there, and with time they thought they have deleted from their devices. It's not on the device. It could be any X-ray spaces. So while you're saying about this, sharing this information to anyone, I think they should be more concerned about what information they are sharing. So what's the concerning thing you say that one should follow, that before sharing any information to any servers or any person or any other portal, let's say talk about social websites as well, what that one concern point you will say the first thing we should consider before doing those things?
See, first thing, you should not share your personal data in the public domain.
Perfect.
Till you think that it's very, very necessary.
Okay.
Ultimately, you will gain nothing after sharing the data.
Okay.
Practically. So it's like a craze of that age, or you can say I want to show my pictures wherever I was on that day, what I did. That's a craze kind of that. It will happen. It will change after, as you mentioned, after 5 years.
Right.
You will not be very comfortable in sharing that same photograph or data. So, but data is more dangerous than this kind of photographs or like that. Of course, it's counted in data only. Because see, my suggestion is to not sharing data in public domain.
Okay.
Like you need to share your data in 2-3 cases only. Like in your bank, to fill up form somewhere, that much only. Otherwise, there is no requirement of sending your personal details to anyone.
Right.
Okay. So you need to avoid that.
Okay. Mr. Sharma, this is quite a little tricky, but I think you have a lot of students these days with you. We were also young. We used to visit a lot of places. We used to visit for parties in clubs or any other places. This question I wanted to ask behalf of them, that is it comfortable sharing our Aadhaar details directly to any hotel reception desk? Or is it right sharing our entire Aadhaar card with Aadhaar numbers and everything? But because the reason why they ask for the data is to validate your identity.
Correct.
So better is that we should mask our numbers. We should mask the Aadhaar number and we can share, because they can have their address, they can have our name, and they can validate our age as well, because that's a basic need. So I think we need to understand one thing, what is their need? We should fulfill that need instead of whatever they needed, we give everything to them. I mean, if they are only considering to check whether we are 18 plus or not, I think that's enough to let them see the age only. Why they are getting my address, why they are getting my entire Aadhaar number, which is linked to my bank account these days. I think such learning is supposed to be given to all our youngsters to believe, yes, we should know what information should be given to somebody and what to be restricted.
Yeah. You have given a very good example actually. Aadhaar, in your Aadhaar number, you have all the details of your family, about you, everything is there, about your permanent address. So, see, in this case, when the hoteliers ask you about your Aadhaar details or the Aadhaar card, they need one government ID.
Right.
Okay. So, they got instruction from, maybe from government, maybe from their promoters to verify the credential of you, whether you are the right person to stay.
So shall we avoid sharing Aadhaar? We can share any other document. That will be better option.
Yes, that should be the
Ideal case.
Yeah, that is ideal. Like you share your voter ID.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, passport also if you have
Yeah.
passport.
Driving license.
Driving license is
Yeah.
better option, and they will accept.
Yeah.
They will accept driving license, voter ID.
But
everything.
just for the convenience key, we are constantly delivering information in market which is related to our bank, which is related to our biometrics.
Yeah,
because in Aadhaar we have everything.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and audience who is listening to us, and it's a very good point that you should share. You should minimum use the Aadhaar details, Aadhaar card.
Oh, right.
Anywhere. Let it be while getting your this thing, SIM card also, but you need Aadhaar in that.
Right.
In SIM card. But yes, in case of hotels, in case of other places, you should not share.
Right. Let's talk about one more parameter that's called university preparedness, or you can say college preparedness. So because somebody better than you can give an idea about this. As an advisor also, or you can say the technology initiative person who is more into upskilling these new technologies and ideas. Also, you said about talking about cybersecurities or machine learnings or new skills. These are days are coming is very much important for all our upcoming generations. So, what models that you have seen, or what process that you have seen, supposed to be there in all possible learning or training institution they should have for the generations coming to the market in the future line? What's your model? You think these are the basic ingredients must be there for the learners
to safeguard the interest of students.
Right.
To avoid misuse of the data.
Right.
Okay. See, in this part, you can have one component in your course. You can make it creditized also. You can add credits to that.
Right.
Like as per NEP,
Right.
You need 120 credits. So you can give 2 credits, one micro credential program in your university curriculum for this segment.
Okay.
Which is much needed.
Okay. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. But there's another thing we call literacy initiative. So when we talk about literacy initiative, let's make it a little tricky. Talk about security literacy initiative. So if you will make it more bigger, it will be like digital security literacy initiative.
Yeah.
This is something we were talking a few days back when we were talking about the implementations of digital security these days. And I got to know that a lot of new things you have done at Medhavi universities. So we wanted to learn out of the box to know what literacy initiative you have done with this institute which you are working and you are taking care of it, and it could be very helpful for everybody. I mean, you're also proud enough for implementing that. That we are very proud of doing that. So what you would love to give to everybody out there who would love to learn about this thing from you?
See, if you say about the digital inclusion in the university system, so I can mention about the digital platforms we are using like DZ and other platforms, where we do our examination, assessment, fees submission, result declaration, then your all the activities. Your parents can see your performance through one app only. That digital inclusion we have did in our university structure. And when you say about digital literacy, so that when suppose I am a student of Medhavi Skill University, on regular basis I am doing that. Like the inclusion we did in terms of like technology we are using. So you will be habitual, you will automatically will be literate. Right. Because we are utilizing all this digitally only. So that is the second point. Now third, if you say about security part. Right. Okay. So that is only awareness only. Okay. We do regular seminars, classes on that. Oh, that's what I wanted to know. Yes. What do you do in these seminars? Like we give some case studies. Like suppose one student in US shared this detail and what happened to him. After few years. Right. That kind of case studies. Because till you give some examples to the youth, they'll not accept your idea. That kind of thing we do. Oh, that's interesting. You mentioned about India being the global leaders in terms of technology development and enhancement. I do agree with that. Let's make it very straight. Do you think your university is capable enough of doing that for the future generations? Or if we are, what other measures which other people should look it down, any other institute, while keeping India ahead in digital transformation and digital initiatives, with keeping in a mindset that the security is the key ingredients for any type of data handlings? See, India has the best minds in the world.
That's interesting.
No one can, everyone have to accept that.
Right.
But in terms of data privacy, data security, we are lacking.
Okay.
That's also true.
Okay.
And the present government has taken many measures.
Okay.
Just we need to go through that. Government is implementing that already. Yeah. We need to be prepared. We need to be aware about that. We need to utilize that. That much only.
Okay.
If we are utilizing whatever measures government has taken, central government,
okay,
I think we can be far ahead than other countries.
Okay.
But now, if you just ask me, I'll be very rude to answer that we are not at that level.
Okay.
We are not fully prepared. Till we accept,
till
we utilize, accept the fact, right, till we utilize the measures, the policies adopted by government.
So now the one thing we have a very great idea about to understand how international management is going on and how our national management is going on. How international awareness is going on and how our national awareness is going on. Because awareness and management are two key skills that we have observed that allows a young mind to get managed. Okay. So if the international awareness, international management is peak, because these are the same people going to be compete with them in future down the line. Also, if they are already safeguard themselves in terms of data handling and data management, I think we are at a critical stage where our information is so vulnerable that it could be breached at any point of time. So there is, I read somewhere you was talking about the instance that you have observed, the way Singapore universities, yes, or the way international universities manages their student data, or they allow them how they can share the entire curriculums and information with each other is very different. So what's your instance? Do you think there should be a more awareness sessions, a more strict management sessions should be implemented by our policymakers or our management in this? Or do you think it will come with time, the pace we are into?
No, it will not automatically come with time.
Okay.
We need to implement that. First point.
Okay.
And you are very true. Some advanced countries, they are far ahead in terms of maturity, in terms of alertness, in terms of awareness than us.
Okay.
Then we are in Bharat. See, institutions need to know, and maximum of them know, just they need to implement.
Right.
That about the data privacy, how much they need to share. Because every institution has data of their students.
Of course.
Very precious data.
Of course.
And I think they are restricted also in terms of sharing the data to the outer world, to the digital space. But in terms of students, as you mentioned, that only awareness is the key. There is no other option. Yes, but of course, but I think the institution, let it be university, let it be any institution, I don't think they don't have that much idea that what could be the after effect of sharing the confidential data of their students. Okay. Yeah.
So interesting. Let's talk about one practical solution. And to solve a practical solution, first we have to be practically available at one point of time. Let's say you got all the unlimited resources you want. Okay, I'll give you, let's say everybody give you the compliance issues have been solved for you. They have given you funds, they have given every possible resource you need. What one digital security initiative across all the institution in India you would love to implement? If we give you all the resources, we make you free hand. Okay, Mr. Sharma, you got all the resources, all money, all power and everything. That one first initiative in terms of digital security, you wanted to implement in entire institutions across the globe, across the nation. First, we talk about that.
In that case, it's a very complicated question.
Right. Yeah.
See, I will implement it myself only first.
Okay.
Suppose I have all the resources and everything as you mentioned. But while see, I got the resources. Suppose I got all the resources, I need to implement. them.
Right.
After I getting the fund and all the data and everything. So first thing, I'll myself make very aware, very alert about what I am going to implement, how I am going to implement. I'll not share all the details. Okay. Whatever I got, and especially I'll not share my credentials.
Okay.
I'll do it myself. And while engaging my team in that case, so as the head of the organization, I will first alert them not to share the passwords or not to share the key part
Okay.
in the public domain.
Fine.
That much only I can do.
When we talk about awareness, we also talk about the leaders in awareness. When we talk about the leader in awareness, there is somebody who's taken the responsibility of that awareness. And these days, there is a buzz of word we call digital ambassadors. Okay, we have heard the same from you as well. How much this is important for our nation to have more digital ambassadors who allow people to see them as a role model, that how you could be good at managing your digital data. So first thing we want to know from you is this. Second, we want to know that how much is this actually implemented these days across all these institutions we have in our nation, where they are actually looking for digital ambassadors who act as a role model to everybody, see and learn from them how to manage your digital hygiene and digital wellness.
See, the concept of ambassador is in the country from many years.
Right.
And that is needed. But this is a very new idea that you digital ambassador. Like you have heard about the tourism ambassadors, like you have heard about the financial literacy ambassadors. It's needed in the society, because as a citizen of the country, we follow one great person who would deliver, who make us aware about that particular segment.
So
we follow him.
Right.
Okay. So in case of digital ambassador, it's much needed. Rather, we as the senior people in the society, as the leader or as the guide, as the parent, whatever you say,
Okay.
if we deliver something, suppose let it be our student, the seriousness, the attention they will have, whatever we preach, it will be not that much if it is delivered by one student of that age,
Okay.
or of the let it be one young from the young generation. They listen to him or her in a better way than me,
Right.
because that student is belong to them only, that age group, that society only.
Correct.
Okay, so it's needed. First thing. Second thing, we can start a concept. Already we started in our university. Student can be made digital ambassador.
Right.
Okay, just we need to train that person, and he should be a very influential leader, having leadership quality.
Influence. Correct. This is very interesting. I think this really need to be implemented across other people as well, because everyone has a role model in their life, and when we are at such scenarios, we admire from our seniors.
Yeah.
Some seniors admire from the super seniors. So if we have somebody out the down line who has all those skills and ability to empower other people, people will learn why you are doing this.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody comes to me and asks me down the line, we all three have gone to a place and share me your identity card. I would love to share my identity card instead of a specific identity card.
Okay.
Better is that part. That's true. But still, don't you think, Mr. Sharma, despite being awarded, despite being educated, why are students still these days are getting trapped in such conditions, scenarios? You said you gave an awareness. You said we have given awards. You said we have enough amount of learnings for everybody these days. So why are they still so vulnerable? What is that reason you feel inside down the line, the process, that even though after doing a lot of things, still there's a surge of all those cyber crimes, or getting trapped in phishing, or getting trapped in scams or other things? What do you think still there is one key ingredient is missing to be added up in this to make it more easier for everyone?
See, they are not able to gauge what can happen to them.
Right. Okay.
Like the fear or the damage they can have after sharing everything, all the personal details that they don't know, or they don't want to feel.
Okay.
That is the reason. See, suppose if you know that if after jumping from this building,
Right.
I'll get hurt, you'll not jump.
True.
Okay. So that someone need to inform you that yes, this is of the 4-story building. This is a 4-story building. If you are jumping from here, will get hurt.
So instead of awareness, don't you think that we should interact these days with some real life case studies who have actually faced this and they come ahead? But also there's one catch, Mr. Sharma. If I have been trapped in such activity, people these avoid telling to someone because they also feel shame about letting them outside. So there is also a caveat out here that we cannot take those informations. So then how would you find a way? I mean, I have got a victim for this, but I don't want to reveal my name. I don't want to tell to anyone that I've been victimized by these problems, and I kept it inside me only. And because of that, also it happens that these you can say the scammers or these people use this skills more and more, and this problem of yours more and more. So
that is our weakness, that we don't want to share whatever happened to us.
Right.
Maybe due to the society, maybe due to our own family restrictions, we don't want to share.
Okay.
But what I want to say, like, we'll have to be that much bold, that much think about our dignity. We'll have to be open. If something happened to me, some fraud, anything happened, I need to approach the law enforcement agencies. And it's a moral responsibility, not only for me, it's for the society as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that will impact the whole society.
Absolutely true.
And if one cyber criminal is caught today, in that whole chain, whole network he has, many can be caught. Okay. So my suggestion is we need to approach the law enforcement agencies in that case. We need not to hide that.
Okay. Do you also think that we should do some mock drills regarding this? Because we got a heard these days recently. I mean, while we are recording this, I mean, it will get on air down the line for some time. We expected something would happen. That's why we are doing a mock drill.
Correct.
To aware everybody about what could be done. Do you think such mock drills regularly should happen in institutes, in offices also, or in other places on a regular mandate process where they create a scenario where you could get trapped, and then later we'll let you know that you got trapped and this is what you need to avoid, because that allows us to feel a real life example that happened to me. It was not supposed to come in this way or that way. Then next time I think they'll be more aware of doing that.
That's a very good idea, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because mock drill happens in the defense forces, in the civil organizations also.
Right.
And if why that happens, you already informed. You already mentioned. So if in this case, like the cyber fraud, cyber crimes happens, if we have mock drills, we'll get aware. Youth will aware about that. Yes, if it happened to me, if I share this kind of information, it may happen to me, and I may face this kind of situation. It's a very good idea. Actually.
That's so interesting. We would love to see something if that coming in. With this, I think we are very close to end up our discussion. And while I just briefing the entire discussion with Mr. Sharma, it was nice having words with you. And we have talked a lot about so many of domains and so many directions, that how we should talk about policy makings, what policies are very much important, why awareness is important in our these days, why for our young generations, the young minds who are going to be part of professional world in coming years need to be skill based. They should have hands-on learning rather than being more theoretical about their learnings they have. Be it is in any domain. I think we're talking about security more here, but though it is applicable every domain and everywhere. I rest my all the questions with you, with one questions I have actually in my mind, and that is called digital wellness. So when I talk about digital wellness, I will love to have an advice from you that what wellness we should follow. But because if you talk about me or talk about anybody these days, we all have spent a lot of life in digital world in India. So we have seen these SD cards. Okay, we used to have 16 GB SD card, 2 GB SD card, 4 GB SD cards. None of them are actually, I think we are using those capacity of SD cards. Okay. These days, we all are using mobile phones. All the mobile phones are equipped with having 128 GB, 512 GB of data. But everyone is interested to have more and more capacity in their mobile phones. Okay. So don't you think it's so alarming when you're saying that we want to have all capacity phone and you're carrying, it doesn't make you feel weighted on your pocket, but actually you're carrying bundles of information with you, which could be risky. I mean, later down the line, when you realize that what is the need of keeping such information with you for the longer projection of time. So what's your instance on this digital wellness, that what type of data we should keep with us all the time, what type of data we should not keep, and how much we should keep on local devices and how much we should keep on the drive devices, then online you can say. So what's your views on this? I mean, why we are in the race of having more and more information in our pockets?
See, you are absolutely right. We are carrying a bomb.
Yeah. Okay.
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 I'll tell it a bomb.
Okay.
Like that 512 GB, which
Yeah.
you are carrying, all the useful data, all the confidential data maybe for you. So you are carrying in your pocket. Okay. So suppose your phone get lost and someone get the password. Of course, I can have your password
Right.
if I use some evil means.
Right.
Okay. So I'll extract all the data,
Hmm.
all your personal data, and I'll use it for some other to blackmail you or to do some wrong things.
Of course.
Okay. So that will happen with everyone, with me also, with you also.
Hmm.
So the solution is we need to carry minimum data
Okay.
in our phone.
Okay.
You save it in your DigiLocker as we discussed
Okay.
earlier, and in the cloud storage only. In the,
Okay.
whatever storage, there are many different options.
Okay. Right.
But need not to carry it that directly in the phone, so that if someone unlock your phone
Hmm.
and get that data directly.
That's true. One more thing while we were discussing, you just mentioned about the way we do the transactions. Okay, these days we have a very habitual of doing QR transactions.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about when we do QR transactions, we do share our UPI IDs. And
Correct.
these days people are every default person is having their UPI ID with respect to their mobile numbers.
Mobile number, correct.
So there are high chances that we are sharing our mobile phone number with someone random. We just bought something and we share our contact details with the person,
Yeah.
which is very risky and can be used in any domain. Maybe I'm a girl, I don't want to give my number to some either person I'm paying my mobile phone's recharge or any food, but indirectly I have given a mobile phone number.
Yeah.
I could be in trouble later down the line. So do you have any solutions for that to let me know which I can use for that?
Yeah. See, in UPI ID, you are very true. You will have your mobile number. Suppose my number at the rate AXL, like that.
Okay.
Okay. So to avoid that, and when you scan any QR code
Yeah.
to do any transaction, automatically it will be reflected.
Okay.
You cannot avoid that. The
Okay.
process is like that one.
Okay.
So you can use the wallet,
Okay.
that segment.
Okay.
So through wallet, if you are paying to someone, it will not show your mobile number or that.
Oh, that sounds
details.
interesting. I
Yeah.
think it will take my wallet credibility idea.
Yeah.
You were saying that we should top up our wallets
Top up your wallets, yeah.
and we use our wallet to do such transactions to keep
Yeah.
us safe of sharing our contact details and other things.
Correct.
That's very sound, sister. This is a very new thing we to learn, and I hope that our learners should have this information. It'll be very interesting. I mean, that's all for my case, Mr. Sharma. It was nice having you. I think we have some key insights from
Yeah.
you in terms of skilling. It's full of information, knowledge-based discussions where people can learn about security. We can learn about the upskilling. They can also learn about the new technology coming in society. And the best part is that they will be professional ready.
Yeah.
By the time they
Yeah.
come into the market, by the time they come into the real world, they'll be professional ready that what professions they should follow and how much professionally equipped they should be. And it's going to be very great if somebody comes and watch about this entire discussion. I come with a humble request of a lot of thanks to you for bringing up your time. It was very short period of time that you made up your time to come with us. And I really liked the way you have explained everything in a very simple scenario and simple ways. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and giving us some valuable insights. I give the mic to you. If you have anything extra to tell our young generations, young minds, it'll be great having to us.
Yeah. And first of all, I am thankful to you, to InfosecTrain.
Yes.
I really enjoyed the discussion.
Thank you.
It was a very good discussion. Yes, I have a message for the youth. And every youth should follow that. See, by investing your precious time in your smartphone or tab or laptop, whatever equipment, digital equipment you use, you are losing your creativity part.
Okay.
Okay. So your qualities cannot be developed. You utilize the technology that much, whatever is required.
Okay.
Minimum use of your precious time,
Okay.
and energy should be focused on the digital part.
Hmm.
So what I will say to the youth, especially in the age group from this at least till 25,
Hmm.
from 0 to 25.
Hmm.
So they should try to avoid smartphones or tab, whatever, digital media, and maximum time they should invest in building their qualities
Okay.
and their creative mind.
Right. So That's so much. It's very full of wise information which people should carry up today. That's all for my end, sir. Thank you so much for giving wonderful time. And to all our viewers, I hope this brings tons of informations to you. And let's make it very simple. The basic agenda we made today for discussion is to make you all believe that everything is possible with the right direction, with the right approach and strategies. Beyond any imagination, there is one thing we call reality. And to make that imagination into a reality, we need some skilled mindsets and a dirty hands-on experience of doing same thing back on back until you reach to the best point. So over to you, all of you kept on trying new things and new skills. So it's very much important to all of you being responsible, because this responsibility comes with one person. One at a time will do the same thing and make every one of us believe that it is important. Don't forget about looking for digital ambassadors. If you are a college student, if you are any other institutional person, go vouch out to the leadership position and ask them you wanted to be the first digital ambassador of your college, of your university, or of your offices. Be somebody to inspire others, so that because a lot of awareness and learnings can come for everyone. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time. Stay secure, stay safe. See you guys until next time. Thank you, InfosecTrain, for this wonderful conversation. Thank you, Mr. Sir, Mr. Sharma, for coming up today and making this day wonderful for all of us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.